This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Welcome back to another episode of the Filling Adds Up podcast. My name is Antonio Romero, and alongside with me, as always, on every single episode, I got
Jorge Ibarra Gonzalez, also known as Junior. Yo, what's up, Antonio?
What's up, Junior? Another beautiful day, another beautiful Friday, another week, another episode.
Yes. It's another exciting episode here. Very, very excited about our guest. And so, just having lots of fun as usual with this podcast, right? And seeing all our stuff go live on YouTube is also super exciting.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's been fun, creating those thumbnails and also seeing the comments and reactions. So thank you guys for all that support. I hope you guys are enjoying all that content that we are pushing out.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's cool to see how far we've come from the beginning, right? We didn't even know how mics work when we first started. Right?
We still don't know how mics work.
Yeah, because now we're in the studio. Right? We decided, we failed enough to try it on our own. We're just going to hire professionals, right? And so big old shout out to Abraham Lopez back in behind the scenes doing his thing, right? So
yes, sir.
Cool. Well, yeah, let's get right into it, man. Today, I'm excited. This guy has more energy than I can ever sum up to have on my own. And it's just so cool to be around him because the energy feeds energy, right? And so energy creates energy. And that's how, I define him, just off of my experiences with him. It's just, tons of amazing energy, really great vibe, right? Along with that, he hosts concerts, weddings. He's been an MC for, you name it, he's done it in the entertainment world. And he just gives you tons and tons of energy. He's the president and CEO of TBM Entertainment. And welcome our guest, Les Mrwichia. Yeah. Hopefully I said that last name right. Almost.
Yeah, okay. Les Mrwichia. What's up, everybody? Mr. Les here, man. Blessed and highly favored. Super excited to be joining you guys, man. I keep hearing the buzz. I've seen you guys' thumbnails for sure on YouTube. So you guys are starting to get up on, starting to just show up. So big love, man. Super big fans of you guys. And thank you for the awesome intro, compa.
Yes.
Love you guys, man. So yeah, man, let's jump into it.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. We appreciate you taking the time, man. And yeah, I mean, I've also seen some of your things on social media. So when Junior brought your name up, hey, we got to get this guy on the podcast, I was like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's so cool to see everything that you're doing, and one of the ways we like to, with the Filling Adds Up component is kind of start maybe even in your journey, right? Whether it's your childhood or your high school years or college, whatever it is in that world, right? Any point in time where you felt like you kind of were self-discovering yourself and found your way down this entrepreneurship path, this entertainment path. Do any of those really kind of come out that really, you felt like it got you a glimpse into this world or that you owe yourself to who you are today?
Yeah, I'd say, in all honesty, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, I'd say the pandemic. And my dad, right?
Yeah.
Kenneth Mrwichia, big shout out to Kenneth.
One of the biggest real estate rock stars here in Iowa.
Not so I don't have any pressure to be successful, guys.
Yes.
I just want y'all to know, okay?
Yes, no pressure.
But during the pandemic, and my dad's always been an entrepreneur, and so during the pandemic, I was in a situation. Abraham and I actually graduated Iowa State together, and December of 19, and here comes 2020. We're feeling hot. We got our degrees. Let's go. Let's get into the job market. So I line up a job in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, with the Phoenix Suns. Great. I go down there in February, do the interview. Great. Les, everything looks good. You can go ahead and start, getting ready here. We accepted you. Week later, get a call from HR. Hey, Les, there's this thing called COVID-19 that's going to bring the NBA into a bubble. Remember, NBA went to a bubble.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was in Florida, right?
Yeah, in Florida. But then nobody was playing in their home city. And so, hey, here I am, super jacked, super excited, gonna be working with the NBA. Oh my gosh, I kept it on the low, until I was there. But, sometimes, those are blessings in disguise. And so, they called me and said, hey, you can't, we're gonna have to, not hire you because we can't hire anybody, And so I was in that situation. So I came back to Des Moines bummed, Dad, come on. I was, talking to my dad. My dad, big shout out to my dad again, man. He's just somebody I've been spending a lot of time with, and have nothing but love and respect for him, and he gives great advice. I'm sure you know that.
Heck yeah.
So in this time, I come back and we're sitting down, and he's like, and I'm like, Dad, what am I going to do? I went back to restaurant management. I was managing Chipotle on Mrwichia, Chipotle in Valley West. Just grinding, just trying to get some. You can't not work. I don't know how people don't work these days. Everywhere is hiring. I don't know why people don't work.
Yeah.
But bringing it full circle, I remembered I sat down with my dad, and he was like, "Why don't you start your own company?" I was like, I don't know what I would do. So I thought about it, and he was like, what about events? You're really good at that. If anybody knew me in high school, I always used to host all the talent shows and all the pep rallies, and I was the one on the mic doing the announcements. And so I was like, I just thought back, what came naturally? And so I was like, you know what? Yeah, events are pretty natural to me. That I understand early the order of operations. People just show up to a wedding. People just show up to a wedding, but they don't know all the components, right? Like real estate. People just, a lot of people are like, hey, somebody just bought a house, but they don't understand all the components, going to different lenders, going to how many houses you have to see before, find out what they're looking for, all the components. And so I understood that on the event space side. And so called my brother up and said, hey, I want to do this. You want in? And so what do you want to call the company? The Brothers Mrwichia, TBM Entertainment.
Hey, let's go.
There you go.
That's a cool story. And like, you hit on it a little bit there, and I wanted to take it back just a real quick second. So like when that moment happened of you being released by the Suns, do you, you kind of hit on it, do you have, or you remember any more piece of advice that your father did give you in that time? Because I'm sure you were probably just so in your head that you didn't want to hear any type of advice at that time, right?
I didn't want to hear it.
So like, was there anything specifically that he said that really kind of helped you get through or over that moment of like, working for the NBA is not going to happen at this moment?
Yeah, so that right there, exactly. He always told me, Les, when you work for yourself, you work for yourself. You can manage your schedule, you manage your time, but you have to do the work. If you don't get up, nothing's going to happen, right? And so he really instilled that into me, and we had a little back and forth. It was a little tug of war, I'll call it, because he was like, again, this is 2020. We're maybe got that call in February, March, April, May, June. Maybe we're in June now, and here we are getting ready to start, pulling the trigger, and then I'm doubting myself, right? You know this. You always get that self-doubt right before you make that move. Let's hear me out, everybody. Right before you make the move, that's when it gets really, really scary, right? And so for me, I remember I was like, Dad, this sucks. It's 2020. Nobody's doing events. Why the heck would I start an event company? He's like,
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm looking at it black and white. And he's like, relax. You think it's going to be like this forever? I was like, no, I hope not. It looks like it, but no. So he's like, okay, go do it. Call me when you file your LLC. Call me when you do your paperwork. And it was about a week or two. And he would call me, hey, did you do it? Hey, did you do it? He is professionally persistent, is what I call it. But finally I called him, hey, Dad, we did it. We pulled the trigger. We are officially an LLC. We bought $1,500 worth of sound equipment. Started booking weddings, started booking gigs, right? So we're in small spaces. People are doing small weddings as things, end of 2020, 2021, things start opening up a little bit. Okay, slowly. And then all of a sudden, this word of mouth. Oh, you guys did a killer job here. You guys did a killer job here. You guys did well here. And all of a sudden, boom, booking events.
So then let me ask you that, like a couple different things. I'll bring it back to your high school a little bit, like, because you said naturally I volunteered to do the talent shows, this and that. Why? Like, why were you drawn to that even at such an early age? Like,
yeah. So this is something one of my teachers told me. Shout out to Lisa Freed. She just retired from 30 years of Des Moines Public School. She taught music, but she'd always tell me, Les, you're a leader, but I didn't know it yet. I was in high school. She's like, Les, you're a leader. People look up to you. So teachers would ask me to host these events. We're looking for somebody to do, hey, your name came up in the teachers meeting, or your name came recommended in this. Hey, so-and-so, we have 2 foreign exchange students coming. Would you sit with them at lunch and show them? Would you kind of be their buddy of the day? And so they would put me in this leadership positions that little did I know would be grooming me, to take on leadership positions 15 years, down the line, 10 years down the line. And so to answer your question, I'd say, those, yes, I'd volunteer. There was some I volunteered for, but there were very like particular ones. The hardest ones were the particular ones where it was like, hey, we want you to host, I remember Terry Branstad came to our high school one day and was like, hey, we want you to be one of the people that sits on the head table with him because you're a representation of, Hoover High School diversity. And, we want you to be. So it was those moments that I was, precisely placed in that position.
Yeah, they chose you.
Yeah.
I mean, they saw you as a natural leader. They saw you as someone who gave energy and brought energy to the table. So that's cool. I was very curious. I wanted to bring it back there for 1 second. Now we'll bring it back to 2020. LLC is filed, right? Okay. How do you get your first gig? Like, how the heck? I filed my LLC. Yay! We're in 2020. We're COVID. There's no one gathering. How do you find your first gig?
So shout out to Ashley and Andrew. They were a friend of a friend. Shout out to Tyreek Lund. He manages a Horizon Event Center over in West Des Moines. And they were his friends, and Tyreek used to host weddings and be a DJ. But he's, that's that realm kind of, he does more. He does bigger bookings for concerts and stuff. And so he reached out, hey, I got this couple. I saw you just opened up your business on Facebook. Hey, this couple, there'll be about 60, 70 people at their wedding. Can you do it? Boom, did it. We didn't even have business cards. This was like 3 weeks. Business cards hadn't even been ordered. We were like, let's get sound equipment. Let's get this. Let's get that. It's fine. Let's just do gigs. Word of mouth would be fine. But we didn't even have business cards. And so we did our first event at the, where was it? I forgot the name of the golf course. It's in Grimes. Yeah. No. Polk City. What's the golf course in Polk City?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Very
there.
nice golf.
Yes. Very nice golf course.
Literally. I go there once a year and I still can't remember.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
That overlook.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where the couple got married.
Oh, super cool.
And so never forget that. Our hearts were pounding out of our chests, but we were like, hey, this is it. Let's do it. And so we did. That's how we got our first gig. Posted some content on social media. I knew that was the biggest thing. People have to learn how to use social media correctly because it's a tool. I always say that it's a tool. It's a tool, and it can build or break. And so we used it correctly. We were very specific in who we're targeting. And so we pulled the trigger and we got our first gig.
Awesome. What do you remember? What that first social media post was, like how you targeted people, or what was your message, or what was the vibe you shot out into the community?
Yeah, we were just like, hey, because this was maybe 3 weeks after we opened, after we started our company, and we were like, hey, hey, got our first wedding right off the bat. Big shout out to Ashley and Andrew for letting us do this for them, and and then we just had good pictures. Yeah. High quality, high res, guys. High res.
Yes, there we go.
High res, come on.
That's cool. And so how, after that first one, how do you snowball into the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth? Like, what ends up happening?
Mm-hmm. So at 2020, I was 27, turning 28. And ironically, a lot of my friends are in that wedding market, right? And so a lot of my friends started calling me saying, hey, I was hoping Abraham would call me, but he never did. But it's all good. It's all good, bro. It's coming. You know where to find me. But a lot of my friends were getting married. And so they were like, hey, can you do my wedding? Hey, can you do my wedding? Hey, can you do my wedding? Yeah. And it just kind of, that's how the snowball started. It was just honestly my friends.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah.
So then at first it was you and your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still the case, or has it evolved? And like, what spaces are you in now? Like, what it's 2020, what's happening in 2021, 2022? How's your industry, or how are you evolving as a company?
Yeah. So we honestly just started out we weren't even an event company. We're more of an entertainment company, really. So we were just like, hey, you guys DJ, music, lights, let's do that. But as we dug deeper, and my brother, shout out to my brother David, he just graduated from law school, got a great job over here at Principal Financial in-house counsel. And so David, my brother, was in law school. And so he, at NIU, so he's 5 hours away, and he couldn't make it to all the gigs. And I knew he was really taking his law career seriously. And so I was like, we sat and we talked about it, and he was like, hey, I love the company. I love what you're doing. would it be okay if you take if I take a back seat and you really just kind of lead the charge? And I felt some type of way about him. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, bro, the company says TVM. What's going on? You know, and you know this as somebody if you usually when like families do business, you know, you're usually aligned, but then everybody has their life, their agenda. You know, something that's not necessarily in. You know, it doesn't always correlate, right? And so for him, you know, he's married, he has his wife, you know, they want to start a family. And so for me, I'm a single guy, you know, I can do this. I got an event today at 6 o'clock and another one tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? So I can do this. This is just what I do. And so he's like, okay, I sat about it, prayed about it for a while. And I was like, okay, that's really what he wants. You know, am I okay? And a little bit of it was on me because at times I felt like I did not have the confidence to do it by myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, to do it by myself.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, I've had many of these conversations. Sometimes it's like you're afraid of your own self and the potential failure in your own head, right? Yet when you like really put yourself out there in an uncomfortable situation, you really truly find out who you really are. That's it. Do you actually wake up? Or do you pull the sheets over your cover, over your head?
No, yeah, no, that's it. No, that's it. So to bring it full circle, David decided to take, a more of a backseat. So we have this little inside joke where he does my taxes and he handles my contracts, and that allows me to just go meet with clients and do what I do. But that back end stuff is so imperative. Oh, yeah. When we take on big jobs, I'm sending him a contract. Hey, can you look this over? Did I miss anything? Hey, this is what's coming up. We have this concert, this company, we haven't worked with this company before. Can you take a look at this and make sure it's sharp? And so I need a guy in that corner because I don't like looking at contracts, guys. It's so boring. I'm sorry, Junior, if that's your thing. I know in real estate, you guys look at a bunch of contracts, but for me,
I love it.
You love it.
I'm kidding, dude.
I'm telling you, this guy interned at Salmon's Financial a couple years ago, and this guy would look at contracts all day and find a clause. That was his thing, And I'm like, bro, how do you do this? And so, so right now, David, we're good. He's my bro. I love him. I'm happy for him. And so he's more on the back end, and then I lead the charge.
So do you feel like that molded and actually probably worked out in your guys' favor?
It did because he's really happy and I'm happy, and at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? That's what we want. Business is successful. We're both happy. We're both crushing it in what we do, and so we're at a really good place.
Heck yeah. So. All right, so you said you went from, just event coordination, this and that, to full-blown, all of it entertainment, right? Yep. So how did you, outside of just the wedding, when did you start sprinkling other, everything else that you said that you're involved in? Yeah. Like, when did that start happening, and how did it come naturally, or were you out there proactively, looking for business? How did all that come about? So
I'd say it was a combination of the two. I realized, okay, wedding season, we got towards the back of wedding season, I was like, oh, man, I'm about to run out of cash here. I'm about to run out of cash here if we don't keep booking stuff to the end of the year. And so, in wedding season ends about September-ish. So we're getting ready to wrap that up here. But I was like, okay, what's in the fall? What's going on in the fall? Okay, so there's Halloween. So we remember we did one. Hey, what if we do like a Halloween party? Okay, so we did a Halloween party. Hey, what else is coming up? There's holiday events. There's like holiday festivals, beer festivals. We started looking at other breweries that do events in house that just need somebody to take it over the top. And I was like, hey, we saw you guys did this event last year. It was all right. Why don't we kick it up a little bit, put some marketing into it? Let's do some giveaways, let's do stuff like that. Car shows, we do the Beaverdale car show, and again, I just love cars, and I was like, hey, it's a cool way to make some money. So I shout out to all the car guys, all the people who love the cars. But I like I love the car meets. But I'm like, man, you guys aren't making any money, huh? Y'all just chilling here, chilling with cars. I'm like, you guys aren't making any money. Look at all these people here. You can sell food, you can sell drinks, you can, That's how my brain works. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a car show. We're putting this up. We put an awesome car show together in 3 months. Had 180 cars show up.
Wow.
Made some money, and I was like, okay, cool. So that's when it started. That's just how my brain works, man. It just I'm like, okay, what can we do here? What's going on here? What can be done here? And then that's how we started adding concerts. Same thing. So like that.
All right. So it sounds like you kind of have a little like process going on in your head whenever you see something that could turn into something. Like, explain to us how that kind of happens. Like, how do you visualize things, and then from there, how does it actually come to life?
Yeah. So this exercise, I'll say, started at Iowa State. Abraham, you remember when I was working at for the Cyclone Sports Network? So I had a key to Hilton Coliseum because that's where our office was. Okay. So have you guys ever been to Hilton?
Yeah.
Hilton Coliseum. Yeah. So here's what I used to do. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I had access to the building, so I can be in there. Okay. So what I would do, right? So what I would do is when I'd get off work, I'd go to Hilton Coliseum and I'd go all the way up to the top, all the way up to the nosebleeds, and I'd just sit there. And I started visualizing a basketball game, and I was like, what are all the components of a basketball game, right? And if you think about it, every timeout, the band's playing, or there's music playing, the cheerleaders are dancing, the dancers are on the floor, there's something, they're throwing t-shirts, there's so many things going on, right? People are going to the concessions, there's so many things going on. And so my brain started processing that, and I started slowing it down, and I'm like, here I am in this empty arena, but I'm seeing how everything is working. I'm seeing how this because a basketball game is an event. A football game is an event. A soccer game is an event. And so all the components, from ticket sales to marketing to, selling T-shirts to, throwing T-shirts, whatever it is, my brain started to understand, okay, these are the components that make an event happen. And so I'll give you guys an example. This Monday, I'm going to the Italian American Historical Building. Do you know what that is? Over by Rollins Mansion. Mm-hmm. Nobody's been there in years. I'm going there tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
And I'm gonna start something.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna start. Have you seen that building? One of the coolest buildings one of the coolest buildings in Des Moines.
I don't think I've ever been in it, but it's in articles and historical. It's part of the historical whatever, right? And
nobody goes in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I called the lady. I said, hey, my name is Les Mrwichia, TBM Entertainment. I love what you guys are doing here. I see you guys are doing construction, because we did 2 weddings over at Rollins this year, which is right next door. And I was like, hey, I just got to get in here. You available on Monday 10 a.m.? Can we come in? Yeah, let's do it. Boom. Dang. So we're gonna make something shake. But that's how my brain works. And I'm sitting outside looking at how cool this building is. I'm like, wow, I can see all the artists, especially the Des Moines art scene is huge, photographers, videographers, you can have photo shoots out here. We can do a car show out here. We can do weddings in here, We can do the IRG ball in here. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, that's how my brain works, man. So yeah. Dude, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it all started in Hilton. I used to just go up there and I used to, what are these pieces? What's okay? That.
That's a super cool perspective. I mean, as you were telling the story, I could visualize you, at the top, because I've been to Hilton many times. Go Cyclones! Hey, let's go! And so I could totally see you, because as you say that, and as you were explaining that, and you kind of visualizing everything happening, like from the food vendors to the MC to everything. I never even thought about a sports like game defining it as an event until you explained it that way. So that's super cool, because there's now that I'm thinking about it, the way you put it, like I'm totally like, whoa, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
It's not just the game.
It's not just the game. It's not this game. Like, the soccer players, they just come in and they'll play soccer, right?
Yeah.
Guys sitting in the box office, they're like, hey, all these components, all these things have to happen. There's somebody, even at the arena at Wells Fargo, when I'm doing my thing, there's somebody, I know everything that's going on. Every time out that I'm with throwing T-shirts, or I know everything that's happening.
So then how do you actually, when you're putting it together, so there's, the ramp up period, and then there's the event itself. Like, how the heck do you even coordinate all that?
Yeah. So I have an awesome staff. Shout out to TBM staff, man. Love everybody that's part of our setup crew, to all our coordinators, to just everybody that helped make it happen, all our DJs. the question is how do we make it happen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ultimately,
Yeah.
like you said, there's a lot. Like as you provide this perspective, I'm like, holy smokes!
Yeah.
There's so many moving parts. Like, how do you actually make it all fold it together and
Yeah.
execute?
Yeah. So something I came up with. Shout out to me for coming up with this.
Hey.
It's called CPC, Consulting, Planning, and Coordinating. Okay, so I'll sit down. Say my man Antonio has an event coming up. Hey, comes up to me. Hey, Les, this is my event. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I want to do. Okay, cool. Let's start. Where's your location? Cool. How many people you're expecting? Cool. Do you want to feed these people? Cool. What kind of music do you want there? Cool. What kind of, what aspects are making this?
Take it piece by piece.
Yeah, piece by piece and just break it up. Okay, cool. So that's the consulting side, okay? So now that we have the location, I have that information, now we start planning. Okay, cool. So we're at this venue, we're at the Rollins Mansion. We have to be there, we're there from, we can be there as early as 12 p.m. and have to be out by 12 a.m. Okay, so this is our hour window. Okay, our event is from 6:30 to 11. Okay, that means we have X amount of time to set ups. Vendors have to come in at this time. Again, that's the planning side. We have to be set up at this time. Staff needs to be here at this time. And then finally, consulting, planning, and coordinating. So the last component is coordinating, making sure my staff is there. I'm there. Everybody has a checklist. We work with checklists. Please work with checklists, guys. And really write it down physically on your phone, whatever. That is my key to get things done. I have to write it down, otherwise it's not getting done. You guys know this. And so the final component is again having staff there, and then making sure that people know what they're doing, where it's going, where things are going, and how things are going to look.
So can you talk about a little bit how you actually went from scaling the business of starting off just you and your brother to growing and getting more and more staff?
Yeah. So right now we have 6 part-time coordinators, and then I have some high school guys and gals that help me out. They go to my church, and just super good help. So the scaling part is interesting, and I'm sure I'm curious to get your thoughts about this. So just like we said earlier, you have a vision, right, in the direction that you want to go, right? And so for me, it's really about my business is my baby, okay? This is something I always tell people. This is my baby, okay? And to grow it, you need the right. You don't just need people. You need the right people to grow your business. To grow and scale it, right? To the way you want. And so for me, I started going on coffee meetings with friends that I knew had a passion for this, and they were and they would do it early. I'm going to say this early. They would do it for free. Okay. I paid them. It was dirt, but I was like, hey, this is what I got right now. But hey, stick with me 2-3 years. We'll get up there. I know where we're going with this. And those people, it was about building trust, building that, maintaining that friendship, right? I always tell people that work for me, I'd rather you have I'd rather us be friends than be in business and not like each other, And so to the point of scaling, it was really about the right people. There were a lot of people that had tried to come, that saw where I was going with this, try to come and buy my business, try to say, hey, Les, hey, why don't you just partner with me? Why don't you just come on to my company and we'll just put you under the umbrella, and, we'll kind of help you, but, really help us, and then we'll help you. And I was like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I know the direction I'm going. And so with all our staff, everybody we've hired on, they've been people first, because we're in the smile business, we're in the people business. You guys know this, being in the real estate game. This is about people, and the way you behave, you act, people remember that, right? And so when it came to scaling up, it just needed to be the right people, and people that care about people that care about growth. I was open and sharing my vision as a leader. Hey, and also putting people in the right place. There were some events where I didn't put people in the right place, and I was like, hey, why aren't you doing? Hey, why is this not going like that? Why is this? Well, they were in the wrong place. John Maxwell talks about that. I don't know if you guys like John Maxwell stuff. Yeah. He talks about, you can be a good leader, but if you're not in the right place, you're not doing, I can't put, I love Tom Brady. What if I put Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks, if I put him as a cornerback, what is he going to do? You're gonna get smoked every time.
Yeah.
And so for me, I said, okay, that was something that I had to learn. Not only do I need the right people, but I need the right people in the right place. And once we figured that out, and we're still learning it, but once we figured that out, man, we went from like this to this.
So I know a lot of our followers, or some of them are entrepreneurs themselves, right? They're all building small businesses as well. So what piece of advice would you have for them on finding the right people? Like, how do you go about that?
Yeah. So it's a combination of trial and error, right? But you don't just want to like risk it, and like business is risky, of course, right? But you want to, in terms of finding the right people. I did 3-4 coffee interviews. I told people what I'm doing, and if they're interested in it, that's okay. If they're not interested, hey, love it for you, but I don't think I'm the right person. And you can be like, man, this person's so good. They have such good energy. Their vibe, they'd be great for us. They would be phenomenal for us. But they don't want, it's not their passion, and so it's okay. Just write it off. It's okay. Write it off, and then go on to the next. There's people everywhere, man. There's people everywhere. And so for me, I don't sleep on that. I don't sleep on that part. And it takes time. People, we live in such a culture today, guys, that people want it right now. Want it right now. My business is 2 going on 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said it's still a little baby. We're still learning. We're 2 years old. My daughter's 9. I remember when she was 2 years old. You're a dad. You don't know anything at 2 years old, So when people tell me, man, like, Les, you're killing it. You're doing awesome. I take it. I'm like, yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. But I'm still humble. Like, man, I'm only 2 years old. There's still a long way to go. Imagine at 5 years where I'll be at 5. Imagine where I'll be at 10. And so I tell people, play long ball. That's another thing. Play long ball. Don't be about right now. When you guys start IRG, you guys are like, all right, we're gonna do this for 2 years. Give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, no, you guys are playing long ball. And so,
yeah, it's one of the things my mentors have always told me. There's nothing in life that happens in like the first 5 years. Like in a business, it takes 15 years of sacrifice, right? And I really like your perspective, the right people in the right place. Just kind of hitting on that in our world too. It's always, there's a lot of people, now we're in the business 10 years. So a lot of people know who we are. Mm-hmm. They see the traction. Yeah. And yet, it's not the right culture. I always like kind of you're circling around that. In my world, I call it culture, right? Yep. I like the culture, and there's a lot of people, a lot of agents right now that want to join our team, and we say no to a lot of them. Even though they're like hard workers and this and that, yet we don't feel like they fit the right culture for what our vision is for the continued growth that we're going down, right? So,
and that's you protecting, right? Yeah. That's you protecting.
Yeah. And so I like the way you think, and it's crazy because I didn't know you were only in this for 2 years so far, because you see everything else that you're doing and you're like, yeah, this guy's killing it. So you're doing a great job with that presence. And so, yeah, it's only the beginning. It's so cool. So let me ask you this out of curiosity. Yeah. What's one venue where, like, because, I mean, you're making it sound all so easy right now. Right? So what's a couple things that you felt like you failed at and learned quickly from, or even an event or that you did where, like, things were going wrong, and what'd you do to fix it, or how'd you, like, make it come about to just,
Because it's not all just rainbow and sunshine, right?
Never rainbow. It's not. Event planning, yeah, right. So I can give you, like, there's a bunch. I'll say this right off the bat. No event goes according to plan. There's always something that happens. Somebody's late. Somebody didn't do this. Somebody forgot the light. Somebody disconnected the mic. Something always happens.
And let me add that. That's business and life in general. Period. Nothing ever.
Period. Oh, we're about to sign this deal. It's gonna be huge. 24 hours later, they backed out. Back to square one. So understand that first. Okay. So in terms of an event that went kind of awry, I'll say even this past weekend, we were at Rollins. It's gonna be a beautiful wedding, but it's gonna rain.
Oh,
what I'm saying? It is going to rain. And so it's like, oh man, what do we do? Couple's been planning this wedding for 8 months, 10 months. And here comes their special day and it's going to get rained out. What are we going to do? Okay. So here we start, but again, here's why having a good team helps. People who understand and can adjust. Okay, if rain happens, so we pal out. Okay, if we're gonna watch Julie, you're gonna watch the radar. Stacy, go check on the bride and groom. Let them know everything's here. Shannon, go check on our guests. Make sure our guests are lined up. Keely, here's what I want you to do. Go talk with the venue coordinator and ask them, find out what it's gonna take for us to transition the room from outside to inside in case it rains. Right now, we'll plan on keeping it level, but if anything, if we need to go inside, we need to know what that timeline is like so we can do a quick room flip. Cocktail hour, we might have to push cocktail hour, an extra 10, 15 minutes to give them time. And so, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those kinds of things, just rolling with it. I'd say for me, that's one thing that's really helped us is just that ability to roll with it, roll with the punches. Cause you're getting hits and you're like, you just keep your hands up and roll, remain calm, remain collective. But like I said, it happened last week. It happens every weekend. But that's the secret sauce is just to roll with it. Be cool and roll with it. Because those people are trusting you, like in the real estate game, right? People are trusting you guys.
You're the expert.
You're the expert. Hey, you know what you're doing, And so, and that's what people pay for. And so, like, okay, so act like that, be like that.
How do you, in situations like that where that you're the expert, right? Yet you get thrown these punches where you're like, holy cow, what is there any like tips or advice? Like, how do you keep your emotional calmness, or like, what do you do? Or like, what are some tips and tricks for people that experience that high level of stress and that give them up in time? How do you handle it? And what's your advice?
And also, like, to piggyback off that, like being in the position that you're in too, as well, because I'm sure when one thing messes up, who do they go to? Who does everybody go to?
Yeah, me.
Right.
Yep. Either me and or social media to vent. but your question was, how do you handle kind of that pressure?
Yeah, that pressure, that stress at that given moment in time when shit hits the fan.
Yeah. So when fit hits the shan, I'm just kidding. It starts at the beginning of my day. I work out 5 days a week. I get in the gym, I'm sweating, I'm busting my butt off, lifting heavy weights. By 9:30, all the phone calls I'm making, that's easy. The hardest thing I do every morning is lift weights, get strong, build my body, read books, take the time, sit in the sauna for 45 minutes, let that pressure build. So when I'm in situations like that, I'm like, man, this isn't harder than lifting up. This isn't harder than squatting, what I squatted today. Yeah. This isn't harder than, lifting those heavy weights that I did today. So relax, And so for me, and I personally believe this, especially young entrepreneurs that are working out this, I highly recommend guys get in the gym, not just for physical and mental health, mental health benefits, but it just, again, that's the easiest thing. You guys play soccer, practice sucks. Right? It sucks. Oh, yeah. Running laps. We're doing all these drills. But then when you're coming to the game and you're well conditioned, it's like, oh, we've done this. I know what to do in this situation.
So you're using the gym to also build that like mental toughness.
Yeah. And I'll say this, it comes with experience. That again, that's why I'm so calm, because I'm like, man, I just remember I said to myself, I take deep breaths, and because I used to get mad. I honestly used to get mad. People be like, Les, you get mad? You're always smiling. You get mad? Yeah, I get mad. Ask my 9-year-old. But again, it just goes back to this, people yelling at me, people being mad at me, me not being able, it's not harder than what I did at the gym this morning.
How do you, because this has been a RAS topic for me with a lot of people, because I've been hitting the gym really well this year.
I've been seeing you.
And it's awesome to, it takes a while to build up that mental self-discipline to not hit the snooze button and just be there on time, right? Because it's you're looking at the person in the mirror, and it's up to them to show up at the gym, no one else. So how do you go about that in your morning, like when you want to hit the snooze button or you want to go to bed? Like, how do you handle that situation to still make it to the gym?
So if you know Maxwell, man, self-talk is big. It's big. Just like I talk to people and like I can hype people up, I hype myself up. Okay, Les, you gonna sleep in? Okay, lame-o. Okay, hit the snooze button then. Don't be a loser.
Yeah.
You gonna be a loser today or what? You gonna be a loser today? Okay. So your 9-year-old's gonna see a loser this morning, huh? That's what people are gonna see, a loser today, huh, Les? Nope, not me. Not me, not old Mr. Les. We're coming in here to get it. We're coming in here to get it. That's why you wake up in the morning, you see the gram. I'm already up. I'm already up. What's up, everybody? Mr. Les. Let's get in the gym. We got meetings. We got phone calls. We're gonna see new venues today. Let's go. Already. That's the self-talk. And a lot of that I started, it was just self-talk. And so I don't think people do it enough. And let me go here because I'm not scared to go here. Big culture. When it comes to depression, I personally believe depression is a thing, but I personally believe that depression is realization, coming to a realization and a crossroads that you haven't done enough, that you're not doing enough. And so your mind is telling you, man, this sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks not being enough. It sucks not feeding your family. It sucks not being in shape. It sucks not being able to handle your business. It sucks not being late on your bills. It sucks, not being able to, be financially where you're. It sucks. So you can sit there and soak in that because your body that's all it is. Your body's realizing it. So here's your chance to do something about it. Here's your chance to wake up and say, hey, okay, I'm depressed. Okay, what am I going to do? You go to therapy. If you need to talk it out, go to therapy, talk it out. But I personally believe action is the best cure to depression, because once you start doing something and you start getting, those endorphins going, you start getting the testosterone going, you get in the gym, testosterone's going, you're like, okay, you don't feel depressed, huh? You stop feeling, you're like, okay, you see other guys in the gym getting it, okay, let's go then. Oh, okay, there you go. Especially if you guys are going to the gym together, you have an accountability partner. Okay, man, today sucked, but let's hit this weight right now, Antonio. Let's hit this right now. It's gonna feel incredible. So that's for me. I'm not.
Dude, that's so dope.
Thanks, bro.
We're gonna clip it.
Thanks, bro.
Right?
No, but it's true.
You.
Let me add to that since you opened up
Come
that
on,
door.
Come on.
Let's go. No, I heard this perspective, and I feel like it ties really well with what you just said. And again, highly encourage that if you need professional help, you seek it, right? And yet this perspective also provided some good insights from when I heard him say. So let me ask you this question. Like, if your dad needed your help next week to take him to a doctor's appointment, would you show up late?
Would I show up late?
Yeah.
No, for dad.
Yeah. No. Why? Why would you not show up late?
That's my dad, and I love him to death.
Yeah, you love him to death, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that. No. So then why, so that perspective was like, why would we do that to ourselves? Mm-hmm. Because maybe we don't love ourselves enough to check that box to not be late to the gym or whatnot. Because you're right. Once you, that perspective that I heard is like, once you open up that door to be like, you know what, I'm going to be a loser today, hit the snooze button, stay in bed. You just opened up a door to wire yourself that that's okay. Right. And versus like, you know what? No, I self-talked my way to do it. Check box. Yep. Who loves checking off something off a list, right? and that self-preservation, that self-analyzation builds self-confidence, which is a good potential help to maybe get out of depression. I don't know. I'm not a doctor right? Same. Yet that action creates energy. Yeah. That energy gives endorphins. Yep. And now you're reprogramming your brain and your body to go do things that make you feel good. So good.
I always say, and shout out to Myron Gaines, he said this: competence leads to accomplishments, which leads to confidence. I'll say it one more time.
Damn.
Competence, the ability to do stuff, leads to accomplishments, you getting stuff done, which leads to confidence. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when you get up and you're like, okay, I'm able to do this. Even if you're doubting yourself, you give it a try. And whether you do good or you do bad, you still gave it a try and you accomplish something. Now that you accomplished something, here it comes back full circle. It's like after getting that first sale. You're always doubting that first sale. Okay. All right. Oh, we got it. Yeah, we got it. Okay, so now you get another under your belt. Now you're confident. You're like, oh man, I've been doing this, man. That's why for me, honestly, when I walk into a room, I'm like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. But that comes from my competence and accomplishments.
That build your confidence.
Yeah. Yep.
Dope.
That's good. Yeah.
That's super dope.
You like that one? You like that one? Shout out to Myron Gaze, man. Awesome.
Love it. All right. So bringing it back to your entertainment business, like what are you looking forward to like right now and then going into the future? Like what's next for Mr. Les? Like what do you envision?
Man. So for next, y'all pray for us, man. Good thing we know people, our friends in the real estate business who can help us out with this, and we'll be getting phone calls here. We would like our own venue.
Hey,
so we're looking at 2026. We're projecting that vision right there. We're casting it. You guys know all about forecasting, and so that's the goal. That's where we want to go. We want to have our own venue, our own facility, and there it's gonna be, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic, and we'll invite everybody for one big gala, one big party when we launch it. But we envision this place. We're looking for land in Grimes and Waukee. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on over there right now, and we feel like Waukee is going to be it's got to be hotter than it is now, in my opinion.
One of the fastest growing suburbs in the United States. So,
Insane. And so that's one thing. And then we're doing a wedding in Kansas City next year. We're doing a wedding in Minnesota next year. And we're doing a wedding in Chicago next year. So we're starting we're expanding. We're expanding. We're getting asked to do interesting things. And so that's another big thing. And then lastly, a big thing for us is our concert series that we'll be doing. Partnering with different organizations. We live in Des Moines, Iowa, and Abraham knows this. I used to promote hip hop shows, and hip hop shows don't do so well in this market. Not this market.
Not yet.
I was 3% black. It's 3.5% Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're not there yet. So we switched it, man. We're gonna do country music. We're doing some fun country shows. And so we have some contacts in Nashville, country music capital of the world, that some contacts in LA, and that they're going to send some people out this way. And so we'll be doing some concerts and venue, and then just expansion. So those are kind of our three things going into 2024 as we wrap up 2023. But man, we just putting our heads down and grinding, man. That's really what it is.
That's
nice,
dope.
man.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have him back on like in 2026.
Come on.
Putting it out there, you put it out into the world, and it'll come to life. I have no doubt in my mind you'll get there. Bro. So it'll be cool to have you back on when that happens. So, where can people find you? How can people book you?
Yeah.
Where can people follow you? How can people interact with you? Any other last minute shout outs to anyone else out there? This is your stage.
Awesome. So I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you guys like this. So you can find me at Mr. Les on Instagram, on Facebook, Les Mrwichia, Mwirichia. And then we're not on Twitter. We're not big on Twitter. We're on TikTok, TBM1 Events. On Instagram, TBM1 Events. And then of course TBM1events.com. So book us. We're hot. I booked the wedding for 2026.
That's crazy.
I was like, it was this couple they go to Simpson College, and I was like, yeah, y'all know you're gonna be
installed together.
2026. You sure? He's like, all right, cool, let's do it. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, big shout out to IRG. Man, let me give you all this as we wrap up, man. People keep telling me like, Les, man, you killing it this year. Again, like I was saying, you're killing it this year. But something I had to do, and we talked about this last time. Don't be scared to cut off some friends that aren't adding to your life. Don't be scared to remove, whether it's alcohol, drugs. Don't be afraid to give those things up. Those, and we talked about this earlier, those in the moment things for the long things that are long ball, because right now a lot of those things feel good. It feels good. Party with your friend. Abraham knows we used to party every weekend in college. Abraham, how many parties I go to? 0. I don't. You don't see me out and about. Huh? That's not my lifestyle anymore. I see people on Snapchat that same weekend, same thing. It's so redundant. You're doing the same thing over and over, same at the same bar, bro. Stop being 34 at the bar. Like, it's not cool. I'm calling it out. I'm calling it out. For real. Like, you have to do something. You have to change your level. Surround yourselves with people who are stronger than you, who are faster than you, who are smarter than you, people who can pour into your life. I love when you guys opened up your new facility. That's why I had to come see. I don't even think you invited me. I just walked in there. I was like, hey, I saw you got a new spot. I'm coming in there. I got to see what's going on. Why? So my mind can start working. Okay. They got their own spot.
They got a ping pong table.
They got a ping pong table. Oh, man, we need 2 ping pong tables. All right. You know what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you surround yourselves with people who are faster than you, stronger than you, make more money than you, you know, that then you see how they move. Then you talk, you talk how they talk, and then slowly, and then you let go of the I'm gonna say it, you let go of the loser friends, because you know who your loser friends are. You let go of those people. Like, don't be rude about it, but you just, when hey, we're going to Miss Kitty's, I don't know, Mars. We're going to Miss Kitty's again. Shout out to Miss Kitty's. No, I'm cool. I don't need to do it, And now it got to a point where my friends, they don't even ask me to hang, like those, they don't even ask me to hang out anymore. Yeah. Once every blue moon. But don't be afraid to go discover yourself. Go find yourself. One more nugget for can I give them the golden nugget?
Yeah.
This one's the golden one. This one's the golden one, and this one is for mainly young entrepreneurs. Okay. Don't be afraid to be single. Feel me? Don't be afraid to be single, because I feel like we're in this culture where I see a lot of young men not where they want to be. They're not making the money they want. They're not in shape. They're not, they don't have, they don't have the job they want. They don't have the career they want. And they find somebody, a partner, and they settle. And I'll be honest with you. I'm 30 years old. I go out here and there, on dates. But right now, I told myself, I'm not dating. I'm 30. I'm not dating until I'm 33, 34. I'm not. Like, seriously, I'm not. Why? Because I got things to do. I have so much to do, and I love women. Do not get me wrong. But let's be honest, guys. Women take up a lot of your time. Let's be honest, guys. And shout out to everybody who's married. You're married. You got to figure it out. Okay, you got to figure it out.
Don't have it figured out, but I have a very strong
idea.
Partner.
Yes,
and my wife, and love her to death. Yes. Trish, she's awesome.
Shout out to Trish. But here's what I'm saying for young guys who are just rushing in, because you see it all the time. Oh, yeah. Guys are just so quick to be in a relationship. Oh, everybody has a girlfriend. Everybody has a boyfriend. It's such a culture now that guys, they don't take the time to be themselves, and then they end up, for lack of a better term, they end up like, just like falling back and be like, you know what, I guess this is life. This is all right. All my friends are like this. This is that. But no, let me give you guys that. That's the golden nugget. The reason I can go so hard, the reason I'm at the gym 5 days a week is because I'm single. The reason I'm able to go to all these meetings and set and work my schedule the way I want is because I'm single. The reason we're making 6 figures this year, this is our 2nd year of business. The reason I can do that is because because I'm single. You know what I'm saying? And now that's hard work. That's hard work. You know what I'm saying? But you need that time. So I highly recommend you guys, I'm not saying get out of your relationship, but just consider, because I find myself, I'm like, man, I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm not. It's not fair for me to go into a relationship with somebody I'm not really where I want to be yet, And so that's the golden nugget for me. When people ask me, what's the big secret sauce, Les? Why are you just all this energy? Why are you just so juiced? Is because I intentionally chose to be single. And then but that's where you want to be. You want to be on the other side. You want to be on the other. You don't want to be in DMs. I see all the guys sliding in DMs. Hey, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. No, don't be that guy. You want to be on the other side. You want to be on the other side. When I post the pics of me in an Armani suit, I see the heart eye emojis coming in. Ding, 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 ding. Let the heart eye emojis come this way. And then you get your pick. You know what I'm saying? So be encouraged, guys. Big shout out to IRG, man. Big shout out to the podcast. Thank you guys so much for having me. Mr. Les, blessed and highly favored. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure to be with you guys today.
Dude, so dope. So many nuggets, man.
Man,
thank you so much for being here.
I got you.
Awesome. Antonio, so what do we got coming on for Filling Ads Up? What's next?
Yeah, no, we got some amazing guests and individuals lined up here for the next few weeks. So we're super excited. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have been showing. It's been mind-blowing, honestly. Like, we're being listened across the world now. So it's just amazing, great to see. So thank you guys for all that. We're going to continue to grind here with Mr. Les,
Yes,
right,
man.
Junior.
Yes, that's
Going to
right.
continue to grind for you guys to push out more and more content. Again, please, if you guys have any recommendations, or not recommendations, any topics or anything like that you guys want us to specifically hit on, please reach out to us, comment on our videos, comment on our whichever platforms you're following us. We want to make sure that we are delivering the content that you guys want to see, and we're tapping into different industries and spaces that you guys want to listen to. So thank you once again for all the support. Make sure you do like and follow our pages. We're all over social media at Filling Ads Up Podcast. It's going to be at Filling Ads Up Podcast. That's our handle for Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So if you want to see any exclusive behind the scenes content, you guys can follow us there. Make sure you do subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Like and share. And thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates and central Iowa companies.